I'm a slotaholic.
I must confess, I'm a slotaholic. Now, how many times have you said that on one of your
not
videos?
not enough. In
Not.
fact, like that was like one of the first things I thought of when I thought of the channel name was like, wouldn't that be funny? People like, hi, I'm so and so, and I'm a slotaholic.
Hey, that's good. We're gonna get into your channel in a minute. Where do you
Yeah.
live?
Yeah, my husband and I, Joseph, we live in New Orleans in the French Quarter. I'm born and raised here. I've lived all over Louisiana and a
Okay.
few years in Texas. So we lived in Austin, Houston, and Dallas. I graduated from Grapevine High School in Dallas, and then I said bye Texas. Went to LSU for a couple of years. Was in school for music, and then met Joseph.
Okay.
Actually, I decided to leave school and then met Joseph. The
And
family has it another
where,
way, but
where did you meet Joseph?
at a bar here in New Orleans, and he was actually living in Houston, and I was
Oh,
living in Baton Rouge.
okay.
So what's really interesting is that we ended up meeting here in New Orleans, um, and we actually ended up getting married. And our anniversary, our 5-year anniversary, is this week, May 4th. And the area code of New Orleans is 504.
Okay.
And so it's really interesting how neither of us were living here in New Orleans. We met in New Orleans. We ended up moving to New Orleans, and we ended up getting married on the area code of New Orleans, 504. And again, we're celebrating 5 years this year, but 18 years together this
Fantastic.
week. Yeah, we're celebrating.
May the 4th be with you.
I know it.
And now you run a business there. Tell us about your business.
Yeah. Oops. That's my fault, y'all. So we have a business. It's called Bourbon Pride.
Okay.
We're on Bourbon Street, world famous Bourbon Street, and we opened 11 years ago. And we are the only LGBTQ plus Pride shop in all of Louisiana. I know that's really crazy to think, but we literally are the only. Hey, we have a surprise guest.
Okay. I was going to ask you about your mascot.
Well, this is Jaja.
Okay.
And she's who the Mighty Cash White Tiger. That's my girl.
She's beautiful.
She's trying to get away. Is who we named that after. So Jaja is named after the White Tiger is named after Jaja. Oh, and who's your mascot?
My mascot is Cookie.
Hey, Cookie.
Yeah, she is
Just
adorable.
Yeah,
She travels with us everywhere. I can't bring my big dog, so I bring her along with me everywhere we go.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey, Preston Thomas, thank you for coming in.
But
so,
as far as our business, yeah, Bourbon Pride, how that came to be was back in the day, 07, 06, maybe 05, I don't know, time has flown. I was putting out music, and I became an artist, a singer-songwriter, toured the country, had radio play on FM and XM radio, and was doing a whole bunch of Pride events throughout the country. And 2010 comes along, and I decided to go on audition for Wheel of Fortune. I made it onto the game show. And here's something funny, too. I made it onto the show. We taped in April, and our show aired May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Oh, okay.
So this is another fun week for me because of Cinco de Mayo and my Wheel of Fortune win. So when that money came in, the business had become available. So I put my name in the hat, and they went with me. Wow. And so my idea was, I've been all over the country performing, and New Orleans has a long history of LGBT. We're very open and liberal city. But we didn't have anything, at the time to have people come in and represent who they are, through any retail shopping. So that it was just an idea. I thought I could be like a little Kim Kardashian, put my name on a business, and then get back to singing. And then it just became so time consuming. And then 2013, I put out another single called Our Love.
Yeah, and our love knows how to rock the beat, knows how to rock the beat, 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 rock the beat. chemistry, based on our biology. Love is our identity, easy as a summer breeze, rougher than the roughest seas, bigger than the galaxy. Our love is a specialty. You stay in the front, middle, back of my mind. Love so good, 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 I think that we should multiply. Baby, I'm so lucky how your hand fits mine. I will stand by you until the end of time, and I won't stop, 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 stop. Never will stop, 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 stop. No, I can't stop, 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 stop. So baby, I'll keep on loving you. I'll keep on loving you. Our love has a million.
And that was my last release for music that I put out. But I've written for other artists and done stuff behind the scenes as well in the studio. So
how has your business grown in Bourbon Street? I mean,
you know, we were pretty fortunate to shout out to public school teachers, by the way, from Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, we're pretty fortunate because the location that we were in is in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Which, you know, the gay bars and all that stuff. And so we kind of have like a built-in audience. But again, we opened up not too long after Hurricane Katrina. So tourism wasn't really strong back then. So we had to rely on our locals to support the business. And slowly but surely, you know, we were able to grow, and we were fortunate to turn a profit right from the get-go.
Oh,
so,
nice.
So it's just been a matter of, you know, trends, you know, what people are wanting, and we just have to be on the pulse. It's a small business, but there's a lot of moving parts to it. A lot of companies we order from, a lot of events and festivals here in New Orleans that we have to, you know, be sure that we're getting inventory for. You know, it's just a constant wheel that's spinning in your head, and that's why slots has become a de-stressor for me.
Okay.
And zone out.
Now wait. You said slots has become a de-stressor for you.
Well,
however, slots have probably become a de-stressor for you, but has a slot channel become a de-stressor for you? Because I could see that going both ways.
Absolutely not. It's work.
Okay.
But I still go to the casino, and here's what you know, people catch on to the more you watch, the more they watch your channel, is that they realize, you know, he might be he posts every day, but he's not there every day. And so when I go to film for the channel, I do a 2-day trip. Joseph and I will go out for about 2 days, if we're fortunate to get 2 days, and just nonstop film. And so I'll have my checklist of things that I need to make sure that I film, so I can have those videos to roll out over the coming weeks. Okay. And so when it comes to the filming part of the channel, I got it down to a science to where it's not stressful. It's just, you have to make sure, you know, you get as much content as possible, win or lose. You know, we might have some trips where, man, we had a whole bunch of winning fun videos, but we milked every single dollar of it just to get the content.
Exactly.
And then there's some times where, like the max 10 challenges that I do, will pull through with a huge win, and we're able to leave with the profit, you know, from the casino trip. But other than that, yeah, I will go to the casino once a week here at Harrah's New Orleans and de-stress. I'll bring a few $100s and just low roll and have a good time.
I've walked Bourbon Street, and I noticed that in some of the bars, there are different slot machines and different things.
Oh, video poker.
Mm-hmm. Video poker. But I just wanted to give everybody an idea about how long it takes you to get to Harrah's, because, you know, that's quite a distance to go to de-stress.
Harrah's is just 6 blocks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You got that nice little walk down.
I walk down Canal Street, which is like a main thoroughfare, runs right into the river. So you have a nice cool breeze coming down Canal Street. You got the wind blowing your hair around, and you're blowing off all that hot, steamy sweat that New Orleans we're famous for.
Oh yeah. Get
my nice breeze in, and then go win.
Oh, there you go. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Whereas Coushatta or our filming trips, you know, it's usually a 3 to 4 hour drive or flight. Actually, you know, going to Vegas is longer. It's hard to get a nonstop flight these days.
How often do you go to Vegas?
I mean, ideally twice a year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about all the time I'll get.
How the hell is it on Fat Tuesday by your house?
We are okay. So we live in the French Quarter. We're 1 block off of Bourbon Street, and we're 1 block off of Canal Street,
Okay.
and we're in a apartment building that used to be an old department store.
Okay.
So think of like a Macy's that's been converted into apartments and lofts, right?
Okay.
And so we are on the 6th floor, and we're not in our apartment. We're not dealing with the crowds. We're in a secure building. We don't hear the noise. We might hear police sirens. We might hear ambulance. We might hear a gunshot, but we're not in the thick of it. But our business is, on Bourbon Street, but we're towards the back middle. So
Okay.
the real crowds are the first few hundred blocks of Bourbon, and we're sandwiched between 2 bars that get a lot of business. And so there might be like a little street party or something, but it's not out of control.
Okay.
So it's tolerable.
It's tolerable.
Yeah.
But you could also enjoy it from your terrace too, because you have an awesome terrace out there.
Yeah.
I
You can
do
look
know
down
that.
and see, ooh, they fighting. People are just so drunk, stumbling. It's just so sad sometimes. Like, oh,
It's
that
sad
poor
but
girl.
hilarious because we've all been there.
Okay.
How long have you been gambling?
Oh, as soon as I turned 21.
Okay.
So my birthday's July 4th, and we were living in Texas, and Joseph wanted to go to the casinos for my birthday. So we stayed at Harrah's New Orleans, and then we went to Biloxi, and we stayed at, I guess it was Harrah's then.
Okay.
And then a tropical storm came in that night. So I remember Tropical Storm Cindy. This was 2004. And the whole casino was shut down.
Oh, nice.
So we ended up staying in the hotel with the tropical storm on us. And then
So
actually a few
you
months
were
later,
actually-
Hurricane Katrina came through and took that casino out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You were actually locked down in the casino, in the hotel?
In the hotel. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Did
It
they
was
let
kind
you
of
go
fun.
down? Did they let you go down and play?
No, everything was
No.
turned off. It's like as soon as we got there, like 3 hours later, oh, there's a tropical storm coming. We have to close the casino. I was like, oh, man.
Okay. And then one more quick point for everybody in the chat. You are 6 blocks away from Harrah's. However, he cannot film at Harrah's unless he gets permission at least a month ahead of time.
Well,
So,
21 days. 21
21
days.
days.
Yeah.
But he does have to give them a lot of notice in order for him to do that. So,
And I'm the first YouTube channel in Louisiana to receive permission at a corporate casino in Louisiana. So about 3 years ago, actually 2018, when I was posting from Harrah's New Orleans, I did not have permission. And I eventually, got approached by the VP of marketing, and he goes, I love what you're doing. We really want this to happen, but unfortunately it's against state law. And I was like, what is that about? I keep hearing that it's against state law. And he goes, well, he gave me some legislative titles to look up. So I went home, and I remember he said 42A and 29B. So I looked up those parts of the legislation, and I didn't see anything. And then there was like a keyword search. And so I just put in stuff like, recording, filming, all those hot, those keywords.
okay.
And nothing populated. So I reached out to the Gaming Commission, and they told me that there's actually nothing within legislation that prevents anyone from recording using a cell phone. If you have professional grade equipment and lights and all that stuff, and you're, then yes. But so I presented that information to the VP of marketing, and he thanked me, and he said, I will escalate this. And before I knew it, he had left. He was no longer with Harrah's. I'm like, what happened? So I thought we were getting some stuff going, right?
Because he brought that up. That's probably why you're fired.
Yeah. Well, he ended up at Tampa Hard Rock.
Okay.
So that's where he is now. He's a marketing director there. And so, I kind of was in limbo for a little bit of time. And so I was able to get away with some filming after that. But to the extent of what I do now, I don't I need to set up my tripod. I need to have, I need to be in the zone, not worried about being approached.
Yeah.
I want to know that I'm getting my content with purpose and not, going to get in trouble.